That's right, Joel. And when they get on the ground, they're focusing on some really key areas here: health, hunger, and shelter. And I can tell you those resources are needed in communities in Alabama and Georgia where those deadly tornadoes hit.
Thank you for deploying. I always appreciate you and your time.
Zanya Caro Zadia doesn't mind helping a neighbor in need, even if that neighbor is a few hundred miles away.
I say I have to go.
The Red Cross volunteer is headed to another deployment after seeing the heartbreaking images of damage and destruction following the deadly tornadoes that ripped through the South, impacting communities in Georgia and Alabama.
The tornadoes went through a straight line to many places, and Georgia was one of the ones hit as well.
The powerful storms uprooted trees, leveled buildings, and destroyed homes, leaving hundreds of families with nothing. Thousands are still without power and no resources to feed their family or shelter.
Thank you for the opportunity to serve.
But that's where the Red Cross steps in.
The moment they see that Red Cross van or that Red Cross uniform, people start crying, people start applauding. They said, now we know we're going to be okay. The Red Cross is here. And I am just a tiny little piece of it. And it moves me to know that people are counting on me.
Volunteers, once on the ground in the impacted communities, will work to provide meals, set up shelters, and find resources to help families get back on their feet.
We know that people have been physically impacted. There were injuries and there were loss of life. Second then is the need for hunger. Power is out. I know over 6,000 families in Georgia area that was affected are still without power. So needing food distribution, supplies and materials distributed to them.
There's also housing support. 5 shelters are open in Alabama and Georgia. Barry Porter, the regional CEO of the Red Cross Eastern North Carolina, says emotional support is just as important as the resources volunteers are providing.
Disaster mental health and resiliency can be just as important sometimes as replacing something lost.
When everything else failed, I know a hug is very valuable. And I learned that during Katrina, the value of a hug.
Hurricane Katrina was Zanya's first natural disaster deployment. She's been on 30 deployments since then. She's in Georgia tonight, ready to hit the ground running and serve her community. And Zanya definitely has that spirit, that serving spirit, and working to help a lot of people in need. In Raleigh, I'm Janice Price, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.